Well, a new day, as the sun comes up on a new day. Oh, go ahead, Ghana.
If I can interject,
Yeah.
one of the other things that Ghana would have told Doc about the vessel, something else that you should know. I cannot communicate with you while I am inside. I can hear everything that is going on outside of the vessel. I cannot see anything. So, in the event that we find ourselves in a similar situation as we were, if you need me to come out, simply say, "We need you to come out."
We need like a keyword. Say pickle.
Mm-hmm. Pickle.
How about if I am inside the ring and you need me to come out, simply say, "Let me bestow some wisdom upon you, and I will appear."
And as the night kind of dwindles, as kind of, trying to figure out these newly unlocked abilities that he has, he's thinking back on like the stories his mother told him about his father and things of that nature. And there's this almost field, like if you've ever been under like huge power lines and you hear that like buzzing that they make. It's like he's making this, he's laying there and he's kind of like trying to manifest his magic, not in like a destructive way or anything like that, but he starts manifesting some magic, and in this large cube of space, this like buzzing, like those power lines comes in. It's almost like a staticky purple like field shows and then just like dissipates in like as quickly as it showed up, and he just keeps like playing with that at night until he like falls asleep.
I think also the poor crew, not poor Polaris, is as they've been continuing in this journey, has been doing her tinkering, specifically magical tinkering on different objects to practice and all the different things that she can do with it. So on occasion, somebody might grab a rope and suddenly it goes boo. Or, some weird barrel just smells like sardines, but it's apples. Things of that nature just, like, start kind of popping up here and there.
Oh, my gosh.
As she just playfully starts practicing what she can do.
Amazing. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you're trying to get your arms around this artificer-style form of magic and don't quite have it down yet.
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
The morning after Ghana has the dream, as you awake to about like a 1.5-pound rat sitting on your chest.
Ez will cast Speak with Animals ritually. So as he wakes up, he's gonna kind of look at it, and he's just gonna keep looking at it. And then as he's looking at it, he's casting Speak with Animals. And then he's gonna be like, "And who might you be?"
This is funny because while I am wild shaped, I technically can only speak that language, so the fact that you are casting Speak with Animals allows me to communicate with you.
Yeah, buddy.
Amazing.
Great combo.
So, if you ask, "Who might you be?" He goes, "Oh, I was not aware that I could speak with people while I was in this form. Hello, I am Ghana."
Oh, no, you can only speak with me because I can speak with you. Because you're a rat. and I'm an elf.
Oh. Oh, well, that is much less impressive.
Yeah, sorry. So they won't know that you're you. But hi, Ghana. And he just kind of like pats him on the head. So
Perhaps
what else can you turn
as
into?
he jumps off the bed onto the floor, he goes, perhaps this is another way that I can go unseen.
And still talk to me about what is going on.
You see the rat just start to grow and grow and grow until it is back to Ghana.
Aren't elephants scared of mice and rats?
The irony.
That is a myth.
Oh, is it? Well, that's good. Otherwise, he would be scaring himself.
That's good.
As the sun comes up and you guys step out on the deck, you see out in front of you the island of Vigorova cresting the horizon. And you see Rusty kind of standing way up on the bow of the ship, looking forward with a mix of excitement and also maybe some hesitation and some, a little bit of mixed feelings about returning home. And as you guys get even closer and you're finally close enough to really start making out the city itself, Boots, I don't remember if we had a different background image for it or not, but it doesn't matter. The city looks like maybe not what you expected, right? You arrived in, well, I say arrived, when you crashed into the Kuotoa Island, it was kind of a tropical little island, kind of quaint. Everyone had little thatched roof houses. Here, as you approach and as you start to see this little city, it looks pretty dark. For lack of a better word, it's sunny outside, and yet the city itself, everything just seems kind of glum. And in the bay, where there's a handful of docks of this little village, you see there's several of these dredging vessels, and they're just completely blackened, covered with like weird tar and ooze. People that are there, that as you see them working, they're all kind of toiling away, working on these ships, fixing them and tending to them. And the village itself, it's got some homes all kind of scattered around, some shops, but they all look pretty worse for wear. They're pretty beat up. There's some orchards and some areas where there might have been some crops at some point, but they've all been burnt. And way up on the hill, you see a cathedral that's kind of looming over or overlooking this whole city. And it's completely it's made out of black stone. It looks like probably the newest structure in the whole city. And this large black cathedral just kind of hangs over this village like a thought that you can't quite shake. It's kind of dreadful feeling. And so you guys approach and you pull in and you dock your ship in one of the empty spots. And as you disembark your ship, you see someone approach, and they see Rusty. And it's actually, sorry, as you guys get there and as you're approaching and pulling in, Rusty kind of comments to herself. She says, He's been busy. She kind of leans over to one of you, says, I tell you what, this place used to sparkle, Now look at it. And she kind of shakes it off, and you hear the bell tolling from the cathedral, and you see in the water even there's like oil kind of swirling in the water. The whole place just kind of seems poisoned somehow. So you dock, and you see someone approach who seems to be kind of making sure that everyone who arrives is accounted for, and they seem a little bit surprised. All of the other boats here are these kind of strange dredging ships, and so they almost seem surprised to have a visitor. And they come up to the ship, and as you guys are getting off, they see Rusty, and they say, "Rusty, it's so good to see you. It's welcome back. Didn't expect to see you so soon. I'm sure. Oh man, everyone's gonna be so glad to have you back here, Captain." And she looks and she kind of rushes over to this guy. Everyone here is either a Triton, which is kind of a human, almost like a mermaid, or and then water genasi, which are also kind of like these water spirits, or they're like other forms of fish people. And so this guy is a Triton, a little bit squattier, a little bit younger, and she rushes over to him, and you see her kind of whisper something in his ear, and he kind of straightens up his back, and he says, "Yes, right. Well, glad to have you back here, soldier. Thanks for returning home, Rusty. We'll see you back at the barracks here, up at the Cathedral, and I'll handle these folks here. What do y'all need? How can we help you here in our little city of Vigorova? I'm Wario, and I'll make sure you guys are taken care of. I kind of run things around here." Rusty turns around and looks at you guys and says, "This is the guy I was telling you about. This is Wario. He's the head honcho in these parts, and he's here to, he'll make sure that you guys are taken care of and kind of get you guys on your way. You guys want to be off to get that lich, I imagine, right?"
So, go ahead.
Wait, so this is the first time we're meeting this guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the guy. As you guys got here, he's the one. She told you when we get there, I'll introduce you to Wario. He's the guy to talk to you.
Right, but how did he know we were looking for the lich?
No, Rusty said that. Rusty was like, "You guys are looking for the lich, right? We'll see you guys on your way."
Wario was saying that. I was like, wait a second.
No, that was Rusty.
There's a traitor in our midst.
This is a setup. Yes, but I think it would be best if we could find out everything we can about this lich beforehand.
Rusty walks back over to you guys and kind of pulls you in for a quick huddle, and she's like, "Look, guys, this Wario, tell you what, he's a real piece of work." You guys look over, he's kind of picking his nose kind of thoughtlessly. He's like, "He is a bad dude. You do not want to mess with him. I'll tell you guys whatever you need to know, but my encouragement is get out of here while you can before he, decides that he doesn't want to let you, and you don't want to mess with a guy like him. He's a bad dude."
But Rusty, you told us he could help us, but now you're telling us to avoid him?
Oh, he'll help you, maybe we can get some food and some stuff to see you on your way, and then probably you guys want to get out of town. You probably should get out of here as quick as possible. And as she's saying this, another couple of troops walk up, are kind of the guards that watch over the docks, and they're all wearing these kind of priestly acolyte robes, and they say, "Wario, what are you doing over here, dude? You need to tie off the ship and get Rusty. Is that Rusty? What are you doing back here?" And Rusty looks kind of surprised. She says, "Guys, we should head back up to the cathedral. We got some people to talk to." Like, "Yeah, I imagine we do." And they come over and they grab Rusty and like, "Oh my goodness, yeah, he'll be so glad to see you." And they kind of jostle her and take her up the hill, and they're like, "Oh man, so glad to have you back, boss."
Hey,
yeah.
So
oh man.
Before they leave,
Mm-hmm.
I want to detect divine sense. I want to use divine sense. And I want to get a vibe of what is good, what is evil, if there's any undead in the area. Like,
Okay.
while all these people are around, Doc's gonna be trying to figure this out.
Great. So you do that. Here's what you notice with your divine sense. There's, first of all, a lot of undead in the area.
That's what I thought.
All of these dredging vessels are staffed, crewed. They're crewed by undead. From all of the sailors, all of the captains of these. And so there's undead in the tavern nearby. There's undead just kind of mindlessly wandering the docks. There's undead up on the ships sleeping, or not sleeping, but just kind of chilling. They're all over the place. All of the sailors in town are undead. These people that the guards or the workers that welcomed you here, quote unquote welcomed, are not undead, but they do not seem like good dudes. They give off a pretty evil vibe. And the other people that are here, there's a handful of villagers who are just kind of commoners, who seem to live in this town. They don't seem like they have any authority. They're just working the docks. They do not seem evil. They're just here, repairing the ships. They're all wearing, they look like they're exhausted. Their clothes are all covered in soot and tar and pretty beat, worn. And they're all kind of, seem like they're kind of looking over their shoulder all the time as they are, there's the people watching over them, kind of making sure that they get everything done. And they're all just working away long. They all just look like they've been working a long, long time, tired, repairing and fixing, maintaining all of these vessels.
What about Wario specifically?
He does not seem like a good dude. He seems a little bit absent-minded, but to the degree that he's got some thoughts up in that noggin, they're not. They don't have your best at heart.
Gotcha. But he's not undead.
He is not undead.
Okay.
No, none of the guards that came or him. They're all just people that are like overseeing all the workers here on the dock.
So all of the different like soldiers and like people working in the different ships, do they look undead or do they look like people?
No, the people that are like the sailors that are here on these dredging vessels, they look like undead sailors.
Okay,
They look
okay.
somewhat like the people that you guys had to fight when they landed in
Gotcha.
Porto Luz. But none of them seem to be hostile toward you. They seem pretty indifferent toward you right now. They're just kind of walking around doing whatever.
Sounds good. So before Rusty like gets hauled off to go deal with whatever she's dealing with, I would ask, do you have any idea where we should start? Who we should talk to? Where this lich might be?
Yeah, Rusty pauses and she turns around and looks to you guys. I'm going to have you guys roll for insight as she kind of looks back and is answering this question.
All of us?
Mm-hmm. Unless anyone's like not paying attention to her, but anyone who's looking at her.
21.
12.
Yeah, Polaris, Ghana, you guys certainly both can tell as she's now with these guys and they're taking her up to the cathedral. She looks back to you guys and you almost, I don't know how to describe this other than in her eyes, you get a sense of like almost fear and anxiousness as she's being taken away from you guys. Even though, they're calling her boss, no one's forcing her to do anything. She seems pretty uncertain, and she says, well, I'll tell you what, if you guys can find, there's maybe one or two people in the area that could help you out. Wario, make sure their ship is taken care of. and keep an eye on that. And if you guys can find Rickety, he's in the area. He's a good dude, and he should be able to help you guys in the right direction and make sure you guys get out of here safely and with with your compasses headed north, as they say.
Polaris, I'm gonna go up to her, to Rusty, and like put like a hand, I don't know, like kind of on her wing and be like, "Why don't you help us?" Like, and kind of look at the guys who are trying to like usher her elsewhere. Like, look, she's been gone a while. What's a few more hours? Like, she's been helping us. Help us. Let her just finish up what she's doing. Like, she's obviously home. Like, give us like our last little bit with our friend. Like, what's a couple more hours? Like, why don't you just show us, Rusty? It'll be a lot easier. We won't get lost. Accidentally, make a mess or something. Like, you just be a lot better if you just come with us.
You can roll for persuasion.
Team.
Yeah, the guards that are with her look at Rusty and they say, "Who are you with these guys? Look, boss, I don't know who these guys are, but I'm sure that the prophet is going to be so thrilled to see you back. To have his head shipwright back in town. You don't know how hard it has been for us, man. These dredging vessels come every day, and no one can fix them like you do. So he's going to be thrilled to see you. We better get back up to the prophet. I don't know who these guys think they are. It seems like a kind of bunch of losers, but we should probably, he'll be thrilled. I know you'll be thrilled to see him. Oh man, back together at last, the old crew. Oh man, we'll have a big party, I'm sure, later." And they all just kind of start walking up the hill with her, and she kind of looks back at you guys and kind of, you see her point over to the tavern a little ways away, and kind of sleight of hand behind her back, kind of point you in that direction. And as she's walking up the hill, and she turns back to the other guards, and she says, "Absolutely, oh man, it's gonna be so good to see the prophet again. Can't wait to see him to get back to work, fixing all these ships. Oh man. By the way, you guys need to shape up. I don't know who you guys think you're talking to, but you guys don't get to jostle me around like that." And she kind of walks out ahead of them, and they all kind of sheepishly follow her as she leads them up the hill toward the cathedral. And Wario is still there, kind of realizes that they're all gone, and looks at you guys and says, "Oh, right.
Wah.
Wow." He says, I'll go ahead and tie off your boat here, and if you guys need to know anything else, I'm an acolyte of the Prophet of Truth, here to help you guys with anything you might need, and
Who is this prophet?
Oh, the prophet. The prophet. He lives up in the cathedral. His name is Father Ord. He's one of Velrath's ministers. Velrath has his 4 ministers that run the whole country, and our little town here, we're blessed to have his minister of religion here running our town. He lives up in the cathedral. Father Casto. He's oh man, if you've never met him, you'll have to go to one of his benedictions where he shares the truth with everyone.
Is he an undead as well?
Oh no, the undead here, that's just the sailors. Everyone else here is just regular old tritons, and we have a handful of seagull and parrot aarakocra, and some a few water genasi and the like. But the only undead are in these parts are the sailors. You know how it is. Isn't that how all the sailors are for your dredging vessels wherever you guys?
I'm from the forest. I don't know what dredging vessels
He just
are.
kind of looks at Doc, because Ghana wouldn't actually know that.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't even have dredging vessels in Port That's only a thing here in Velcora.
Because I don't believe so. It is quite unusual for a town ruled by an acolyte of... who was it you said?
Father Ord Casto. He's the minister of faith and devotion for the whole country of Velcora. He's one of Velrath's 4 right-hand men, and honors our little town by living right up there on the hill.
And what deity do you worship?
Oh, what deity? I suppose that's a good question. We worship truth itself. We worship Father Casto. He teaches us that truth is all that matters, and confession is devotion. Lies are rebellion. Truth sets you free. It sets you free from the fire of your guilt. Everyone, you may not even want to tell him the truth, but he has his magic, he has his ring, and he can get the truth from anybody. And through ultimate truth and ultimate transparency, everyone here is to live in the true freedom that comes from devotion to him.
After hearing that, Ez is going to kind of perk up. How does one get an audience with this prophet? I'm all for truth.
An audience with Father Casto? Well, actually later tonight, he'll be doing his daily benediction. He comes out, steps out on the balcony.
No, but one-on-one.
Oh. He does sometimes take an audience with people after his benediction.
Because I'm a dabbler in the faith, and I would like to learn more about this father. I just have heard things, and I know a little bit. That's why I'm here, is to learn more about this to grow deeper in my faith with this newfound truth.
See Wario kind of getting excited.
Kana just slowly turns his head.
Ez is straight deceiving Wario, straight up.
I was gonna have you roll for it, but Wario is real dense, and he's just excited to have someone showing any interest in their little, what should we call it?
Cult.
Yeah. And so he says, yeah, absolutely. Well, every day after he does his benediction, he does allow a handful of people to go and confess. They do their confession, and they can, we use voluntarily as kind of a loose term around here. Confess anything that he wants to know and share their truth with him, and that would probably be the best time to get an audience with him and let him know that you're in town. I'm sure he would. He is always happy to know if there's anyone new in town.
So can we go now?
That would be my recommendation. That'll be later tonight that he does the benediction, and then he takes the audience after he finishes doing that.
If he takes the audience, it's not a one-on-one. There's other people there.
Oh, he does, you can get in a short line, and anyone else who needs to talk to him, you get to talk to him one-on-one, or, in small groups if your family needs to confess anything to him as a group, you can do that.
Oh, well, these are my family, and we need confession. Badly.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love that.
Because I'm kind of the truth bearer of this group, and they're not. It's hard.
Yeah, get in line to his office as soon as he finishes his benediction. If you get to the front of the line, you'll get the chance to talk to him, and I'm sure you'll love him. He is such a good guy, such a wonderful leader for our little city.
And I can tell you, my guardian here, Doc. His name is Doc. All truth be unto truth. He really needs some truth. I've been trying. Is there any way we can get to the front of that line? Do you have any pull or sway on making sure we're there at the front? Because again, my guardian Doc, I am trying to be the truth bearer to him, but obviously I'm not as good as your truth bearer here. I'm just a simple follower.
Wario says, what should I call you guys? I'll go let him know that you guys are here in town. I'll give him a heads up, and if you guys come find me after the benediction is done, I'll put in a good word and make sure to get you to the front of the line.
Please,
how do I tell him? What is what do I call you guys?
Is it bad that the first thing that came to my
Not
head
MTV
was
Cribs.
Apple Bottoms
Not
Cribs?
MTV Cribs.
No, we're not doing it.
The official name that you guys enter
know,
Velcora
right?
with is Mrs. Applebottom.
No.
This is Apple Bottoms. Who
Oh,
saved
the
the
bitch
town?
died.
This is Apple Bottoms Cribs. Who else?
Uh,
Oh, that is a
Maybe
good
you've
question.
heard of us.
does the ship have a name?
Oh, that's a good point.
I don't remember if you guys ever did name the ship.
No,
We didn't.
we don't.
I don't think so.
The salty peanut.
The
Salty peanuts.
I mean, I like that a lot, but I don't know if we want to call our crew that.
No, that's fair. We're not always going to
No, that's the ship.
Yeah, the ships.
We just be the crew of the Salty Peanut.
Yeah, we're the crew of the Salty Peanut.
Our name is
Excellent.
The Crew.
Does that mean the figurehead at the front is like a Mr. Planters type situation?
Oh, my.
I think that when you guys set sail, this was, well, you know what? Cerulio, the head of the Merchant Guild, who gave you the ship, was one of the very few other Loxodons in the region. And so
That
I think
would
it
make
makes sense that
sense.
he would have put a large peanut on the front of it, and he would have been thrilled that you would have been so happy to see it as well. So it came with that name,
Love
and
it.
you just have encouraged it. So it has a massive Mr. Planter's peanut up on the front of the ship. And so so he says, great, I'll let him know that the crew of the Salty Peanut are here in town and that they seek an audience with him, and I'll make sure to put in a good word so that you guys
We're
can see
making a
him.
song.
Do it.
Well, that said, if you guys need anything else, it's kind of my job to keep an eye here on these docks and make sure that everything goes well. He kind of sniffles his nose and he's like, "Yeah, I'll be around and happy to help. Otherwise, feel free to poke around a little bit and just don't make any trouble or anything. But you can stop by the tavern." Or, the tavern.
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna
really
head
about all
over to
we've
the
got here.
tavern. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, great. Oh, sounds good. Well, I'm so glad that you guys do that. And kind of scratches his back and says, all right, well, I'll tie off your ship here and I'll see y'all around. And kind of waddles over, starts tying off the ship. And so the five of you with Butterbeard make your way over to the tavern. As you enter,
As we're walking over to the tavern, Ghana is going to kind of stop everybody. And I probably should have handed these out before we got off the ship. But I was not sure if we were going to need them right away. And he's going to hand out some peanuts.
Yay.
He would have cast good peanut before going to bed last night. And they'd be good until bedtime today.
How
excellent.
many peanuts is that each?
Yeah, how many?
Well, I now have 2 second-level spell slots, so that'd be 20. There's 4 of us, so everyone would have 5.
Okay.
And the peanuts would heal us now for 3, 4, 5 each.
Nice.
Nice.
So 25 health worth of peanuts per person.
Love it.
As you guys make your way into the tavern, having just kind of stowed away some peanuts, preparing yourselves for kind of a strange town, you walk into the tavern, and first of all, you notice that it's a little bit like the rest of this town. It's a little bit of a sad space. There's a few people in there drinking. There's some undead sailors just kind of like roaming around, 1 or 2 of them sitting, and they like drink some of whatever drink is in there, and it kind of pours through their body, very kind of Pirates of the Caribbean-esque. And the lights are relatively dim, like there's not quite enough oil to go around to keep the lanterns lit as light as normally people would like to. And from behind the counter, you see just someone's head kind of sticking up over, like they're a little bit short, and you hear them shout over, and they say, "Hey, welcome to the tavern. My name's Rickety. How can I help you?"
I would walk up to Rickety and say, "Hello, good sir. We are the crew of the Salty Peanut, and we're looking for some information."
Oh, information. As you approach, you notice Rickety is behind the counter. He's not short. He's actually, he looks a lot like Rusty. He's also a parrot, Aarakocra, but he's in kind of a makeshift wheelchair kind of mechanism. And he sees you and he says, what do you mean by information? I'm just a regular barkeep. And he kind of looks around and
Ez is going to.
I've got some alcohol or some drinks or some water, some food, and he puts like what looks like some kind of sludge in a mug on the table in front of you, and like some moldy bread. Like, here to help if you need anything.
Ez is going to cast message first in Doc's head. Just kind of whispering, it might not be safe to talk here. They might be in danger. And then Ez is going to then cast message into the barkeep's head. Hi, my name is Ez. I'm the wood elf in front of you with the pink robe on. I am sorry for intruding your mind, but I am here to be your friend. And Rusty said you can help us with information to help your people here, because things are very scary and I am scared. Wait, no, ignore that last part. Bye.
I love that you use message like you're someone leaving a voice, like the way that kids leave voicemails.
Right. So good.
Amazing. Okay, so you tell him that. Rickety kind of looks at you guys and says, I wonder if you guys would be interested in my special. I've got some ale that I keep just for special occasions back here. Come with me. And he kind of rolls from behind the counter and opens a door and urges you guys to kind of go into this back room. Says, step into my office. I've got a very particular ale that I think you guys will find especially interesting.
Huh. It's like a carriage, but for only one person, and there is no horse.
Oh, you mean, yes, my sister helped me make this. Yeah, it's been incredibly helpful when your legs don't work that great, it can be, suffice to say I'm grateful for it.
What is your sister's name?
Oh, that's not so important. Come on in. And he rolls into the office.
I follow right on behind him.
Yep.
Same.
So you guys make your way in. It's just this little small kind of dimly lit office that he has. There's no other drinks back here. But he closes the door behind you, and he looks at each of you and he says, oh, okay. So you guys are looking for some information about the town, and tell me a little bit more about what you need. It's not safe to talk too openly in the public. The undead and the guards around here, they're all the eyes and ears of the quote unquote the prophet on the hill. And
after they say that, Ez is going to, outside the door, cast minor illusion and make ocean wave sounds that are loud enough to, if someone were to walk by the door, would not just overhear our conversation.
Great. Okay. This is what specifically are you guys looking to find out?
We are a party from the nation of Crespont from the city of Portalus. We were attacked by what I think is probably normally a rather powerful lich. Him and some of these undead sailors, not unlike the ones hanging out around here, we are looking to find him. Do you have any idea where we should look? Rusty sent us to you.
As you say that, you see his eyes kind of pop from us. Oh. Well, Rusty sent you. Okay. Well, Rusty, you had asked who built my chair for me. Rusty is my sister, although it feels like a lifetime ago. If she sent you, I'll do everything I can to help. She's not what she seems like. She's not some traitor that's gone to work for the enemy. I guess she technically is. But she's only doing it to help. Anyway, she means well, and the Lich. Look, the Lich is. She may have explained this. The Lich is the right hand of Velrath. He is the enforcer, the unwavering arm. I don't know that there's a way to defeat him. The only thing I can suggest is Velrath and the Lich both rely heavily on their ministers. He has his 4 ministers that run this country on his behalf. Honestly, these days it's pretty rare that we ever see hide or hair of Velrath or his Lich. His ministers take care of all of the day-to-day throughout the whole country, all of the islands. Maybe this is just my fear talking, but I have to imagine that if you could get rid of those 4 ministers, then you may have a real shot of getting into Velrath's fortress itself and finding that Lich and maybe have a real chance at vanquishing it. If you just tried to go there straight on, man, the power that they have is overwhelming over this country. I don't know that it's possible.
Is the minister in the cathedral one of them?
He is, yes. The prophet of truth. He is Velrath's minister of faith and devotion. He handles all of the religious affairs for the entire nation of Velcora.
And then 2-player questions.
And of course, he handles the dredging operations here and makes sure that all the dredging ships are taken care of.
And 2-player questions. 1, does Ez know that Doc is a paladin, and would Ez know what a paladin is?
I think so. I think you've recognized from this traveling that maybe a kind of an unconventional paladin, not necessarily of a particular deity, but he has paladin-like abilities that probably even Doc doesn't quite fully understand the source of.
Gotcha, because Ez would kind of look at Doc and Ghana and be like, I mean, you guys are the religious people. I mean, I can help, but I don't do the whole religion thing like you guys do. I'm more spiritual, if that makes sense. Like with forest stuff, not like organization like you guys do.
So the people of this country do not like their leader?
Rickety says, I mean, you'll never hear anyone say that. Maybe...
Have you tried simply not believing in him?
He says, Rickety says, maybe would some context help? I don't want to. I'm an open book here. If you guys seem pretty capable, if Rusty trusts you, if some additional context for this guy would help, I'm happy to tell you everything I can and try to help you guys. I'll be honest, and not many people will say this, but if we could get rid of the prophet of truth, our town was much better before he was here, and we would be able to get much better without him.
What has he done since he has come to power?
Look, Velrath came into power several decades ago, right? And before that, we were just a happy little farming community. You may have noticed there's a lot of trees around here. This whole town was an orchard full of orange trees and tangerine groves. It was wonderful. And then Velrath usurped our former leader. And our former leader, he was kind and good, and our nation wasn't necessarily thriving in any major way, but it certainly wasn't like this. He took over, and since then, it's been pretty bad. He sent Ord here, and Ord, the prophet, has ruled this city like an iron fist. The first thing he did is every young, able-bodied man, he forced them to go and work the docks and repair all these dredging vessels. When he came to our home, me and Rusty's home, we were just kids. I was a young man, but my legs don't work quite right, and so Rusty tried to protect me, and so she told them that no one else was here. She tried to hide us, and he has that ring, and he forced her to tell him the truth. She was just trying to protect me. She knew I couldn't work the docks, and so she tried to fight him when he forced her to tell the truth. And he was, he's so much stronger. He just crushed her. And right when we thought he was just going to kill us all, I guess he saw something in Rusty, and he struck a deal. He said if she was willing to work for him for the rest of her life as his head shipwright, he would let me and our mom, who, she's passed away since then. It's been decades. He would let us live in peace. And so she struck that deal. And so she's been changed. He did something to her. I don't know. He sent her away. She came back a few weeks later, completely different, but somehow the same still. And she's been his faithful right-hand lieutenant ever since, kind of running his whole operation, almost like a daughter to him. The shipwright and these dredging vessels, they come in every day. He burned down all of our orchards so that no one would have anything else to do, and he just makes us serve. He uses truth like a weapon, make sure no one ever tries to rebel against him. And so all the young men work the docks under Rusty's command, and everyone else who's not a young, able-bodied man takes care of making what minimal food and goods we can to try and keep everyone else alive. And we just try not to upset him, or else he'll send his guards to, well, you can imagine.
If that's the
You
case,
mentioned
then how
using
did
a
she...
ring. I mentioned him using a ring.
Yeah, see, I mean, I'm not a magic user. I don't really understand it. He has this ring that if he ever wants the truth from someone, it glows and he can force the truth out of them. It's like a tool of confession that he wields like a weapon.
If he was really strong, he'd do it himself. He wouldn't need a ring. Sorry.
I didn't say I respect him.
If your sister was made into one of his employees, then how did she find herself in the land of Crespont?
All I know is he sent her on a voyage to sell some goods and to pick up some new parts to repair the dredging vessels, and that was a few years ago. No one here knew what happened. We always assumed that she maybe that their ship had been wrecked, or that she got stuck there somehow. We were just, but he had sent her to Crespont to get some new parts and things, as I understand it.
Does he have a weakness? Or do you know anyone who's close to him? Everyone has a weakness.
I know Rusty, and I know even the people who serve him out of fear. Perhaps, none of us have been strong enough, but perhaps if someone was strong enough to stand up to him and to really challenge him, perhaps people would see that they don't need to fear him. Perhaps they could see a better way.
I do know someone who showed me a little bit about bravery, and they're strong, very strong. I don't know where he is, but he goes by the name of Storm. He's a pretty cool guy. Great stories, powerful, courageous, strong, and I'm sure if we're patient enough, that storm will wash over this town. But I'm just a kid. What do I know?
Rickety kind of just looks at you guys and he's like, look, I got to tell you, for telling you all of this, he's going to force the truth out of me. It won't be pretty when he finds out, but I trust Rusty with my life. And if she trusts you, then I trust you as well. But you're going to have to act pretty quick. At this point, the day has been going on. Sun's starting to come down. He says, look, he'll be doing his daily benediction pretty soon. You guys can check it out. I just ask that if you're going to make a move on him, you do it. If this storm guy that you're talking about is going to come around, if you guys are going to do anything about Ord Casto up there, I just ask that you do it soon. But you may want to follow me. Have you guys had anything to eat? Any food? I can try to give you some food and drink before we head up to the cathedral.
Do you have chocolate milk?
He looks around. Does this count? And he hands you that same mug that he had before. It's got just that kind of sludge in it.
He just kind of hands it back.
This is what all the undead eat, and it's about all we have left to eat. We make it by taking the onions that we grow, and we put them in jars and leave them there for a year or two, and it becomes this. I mean, it's pretty good, and he drinks some, and he kind of chokes a little bit. I mean, it's nutritious enough for us. Do you guys need food or anything, or anyway? I mean, you guys are all welcome to have some.
Doc said I have a few peanuts. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You have what's a peanut?
Doc gives him one
That's
of
pond
the
delicacy.
peanuts.
You give him one peanut.
He gives him one peanut. Yep.
You see him hold it. These peanuts, are they in a shell, or are they all de-shelled already?
No, they're in a shell, but you just eat the shell.
Okay, so he just crunches into the shell, and he's like, you see his eyes just widen, and it's like some saliva is like coming out of his mouth. I haven't had. Thank you.
I haven't tasted food in 13 years.
It's been 85 years.
Oh
No, they just eat the sweet onions from holes.
Love me some onions.
So he says, thank you. You don't know what this means to me. We should probably start heading up. And
That gives him an entire day's worth of nutrition.
yeah, he's
Fight that.
rejuvenated, revitalized. You see some hope coming into his eyes.
out of that.
Yeah, right.
Heals
a
him for
miracle.
5 HP. 5 HP in his legs.
Yeah, all of it goes to his legs. He hops out of the chair. That's all I needed was a peanut. No, he's healed in terms of restored to correct function, which for him includes, unfortunately, legs that don't quite work great. So he he says, we should probably head up there. And you can see that there's a little bit of a spark of hope in his eyes and some fresh energy in his body. He goes out and says, "Hey, everyone, we're heading up to the cathedral." And goes over to the door, turns a sign around that says "Out Fishing," and puts it in the window. And he waves to you guys to head up to the cathedral. And as you guys, he's kind of pushing his wheels, and you guys find yourselves heading up this hill. And up in front of you, you see it's this towering fortress-like church built out of obsidian and coral. There's this massive, on the front of the cathedral is like a stained glass circle with an eye in the middle of it that looks out. And you notice that the symbol that's been on all the robes, and it's on all the signage for this church. It's that symbol of this open eye. And as you approach, there's some light spilling out from the stained glass, and you hear people gathering inside of the cathedral halls. And you can even sense that there's just kind of magic that saturates this building. Not magic like good magic, like, I don't know, Disneyland, but it just makes you feel pretty uneasy. Almost a little bit like what you were talking about as that hum of electrical wires. As you walk in and you sit down, you have a chance to maybe talk to any of the people nearby, any of the other people that have gathered in these chairs, or to Rickety before Father Casto comes out to the pulpit and begins doing his daily benediction. Did you guys have anything you wanted to say or do?
I'm gonna not go with the group, necessarily.
Oh.
I'm not gonna sit in the chairs.
Like a rogue.
Are we talking is this cathedral kind of like European style? There's lots of columns and all of that stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I definitely want to find a position that is a bit more hidden, with a good vantage point of where I can see wherever my friends went. Wherever Ez, I'm assuming Ez is going to go off somewhere too, but I can get an eye on everybody, but also be as close to the dude as possible to kind of get a really good get a good hidden visual.
Yeah, that's perfect. So as you walk in, as you guys step through the door, again, the space it's only lit by, it's getting to be nighttime. The sun's starting to go down, so it's a little bit dark. It's just lit by torches, so there's a lot of shadows as the torchlight kind of flickers. So you kind of slip off to the side. Go ahead and roll for stealth. See if you can do this without anyone noticing.
Actually, is there a secondary level? Because I'm visualizing cathedrals I've been in. There's usually a secondary walkway level.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a mezzanine balcony level.
Use my cat reflexes to climb up there if possible.
Okay, roll stealth first, and then you can roll for athletics or acrobatics to see if you can get up to the second level.
Okay, so stealth. That was almost a 1. That was a 7. Dang it.
I think 7 is fine. A really low number would have meant you get caught. With a 7, a couple of the congregants do notice you, but they don't seem bothered, and none of the guards or servants of Ord Castor, none of his acolytes notice you, fortunately. So then to get up onto the second level, you can either use the stairs, which would be a stealth check to sneakily get up the stairs, or you can do acrobatics or athletics, and that would be, either way is going to be a 15. You have to get at least a 15 to get up there without anyone noticing.
Do the stairs have anyone standing at them?
No, there's no one guarding the stairs.
Okay, is there an organ? Is there an organ in here? Are we talking
There is, yeah. There's someone playing the organ right now as everyone's coming in and gathering.
So to help out Polaris, Ez is going to look over at the organ and with minor illusion, make the sound of an off-key organ note. Given he is very knowledgeable with music, he would make the organ mess up, even though the player didn't mess up. He's going to make the sound so that it messed up to get everyone's attention to look over at the musician. Because from Boots' understanding, whenever someone messed something up in a very quiet place where that's the only thing, a lot of people are going to notice and look over. So he's going to try and make like some super loud, off-key, not meant to be in the music to help Polaris have a distraction to get to where she needs to go.
Great. Okay, so go ahead and roll with advantage. Roll stealth.
Yay. Okay, so 17.
Yeah, that'll do it. So with a 17, you manage to sneak your way up there, and you are kind of just chilling in the shadows up on the upper level. You can from there see everything.
I'm going to use message down to Ez, because she's kind of catching on at this point, having been with him when he's been using these sounds that like... So she just makes the assumption that this must be Ez kind of giving her a little help and just uses message like, thanks, bud.
And then Ez is going to like kind of smile, look back up and use message. Ha! I can do it too. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, this is Ez. I can do it too. Talk to you later.
Well, see, he does that for other people. The party, he talks more casually, but others, he's very professional.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's very professional.
Call me back when you get this. Okay.
What is this room like? Like, how many people are in here?
There's like 30 or 40 people sitting in these pews, big obsidian columns, like stone. Picture like a European, very traditional, almost Catholic style cathedral.
Okay. What's the undead situation like? What's the good to evil ratio going on in here? I might as well just do that again.
0 undead here. The undead all seem to stay down by the docks. Everything that's here is just the guards and the acolytes of.
Is everyone here basically just evil?
No. So using your divine sense, the people in the pews, they all seem to just be. They're just villagers. They just want to live their life. They're fine. The acolytes around the edge, they are the people that are serving the prophet, and they are the ones that are kind of enforcers.
And how many acolytes are there?
Oh, that's a good question. It's only a handful, so I would say maybe 5 of these acolytes around the kind of perimeter of the room, and then there's one playing the organ. So,
Gotcha.
One in each corner, and then the one playing the organ makes 5.
Okay. So
And then-
we're all just sitting down, right?
Yeah, there's the lectern. So, in these more traditional churches, you have those raised that up on the stairs. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but the lectern is up like 6 or so feet off the ground, and you guys are standing there. Or you sit down, and the music.
I want to make
stops.
a note that Doc sits in the front. If there is any sort of like option for him, like he sits as close to the front as possible.
Excellent.
Ez ain't doing that. Ez is in the back pew. He's sitting down as far away as possible.
That's fine.
He's like, I don't like.
What about you, Ghana?
People.
Are you with Doc up front? Or are you in the back with Ez, or somewhere in between?
I'd probably stay with Doc.
Okay.
But as
front.
we're coming in, you
Mhm.
said we're seeing the symbol of like an eyeball.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't recognize this symbol, but you could ask someone
Right.
about it as you come in.
But Doc, he would probably lean over to Doc and be like, "They say they worship the god of truth, but that is not Savras's symbol."
Are you going to ask anyone about it on your way? Or I guess Rickety might overhear you. Overhearing you, Rickety says, "That's the symbol of the all-seeing eye, the eye of truth. It sees the truth in you even when you don't see it in yourself."
I believe this acolyte is misled.
I agree.
I mean, you guys can take that up with the prophet. You guys better sit down. As you guys take a seat, you see stepping up onto the lectern a large, like 8-foot tall, broad-shouldered, way stronger than any, priest really needs to be. Triton step up, and he's got these regal-looking red robes, got a hat, and as he steps up there, the music stops and everyone goes silent. And he begins his benediction, and it's nothing terrifically out of the ordinary. It's what you'd expect based on what you've heard so far from Rickety. But the longer he talks, kind of the more of a dark feeling you guys get, and the more tense you feel. And everyone just looks, and it's full of quotes of things like, like what you were hearing before, like the truth will set you free, and truth in spite of your own preferences. And he's giving this whole benediction, and he kind of is waving his hand around, and as he gets toward the end, he looks over and he specifically sees you guys, locks eyes with you.
I would, throughout his sermon, be throwing up some amens. Like, anytime he said anything that like sounded halfway decent, like, I would throw up some amens. I am trying to get this guy's attention. I want this guy locked in on me. I want his interest as much as possible.
He sees you guys, and he does lock eyes with you. And as his sermon, so to speak, comes to a close, he picks up his staff, which is really a trident, and he slams it on the ground with a kind of almost like a gavel. And he says, "With that done, confession time has begun. I will welcome an audience, first with our out-of-town visitors, and then with anyone else who has a confession to give." And he begins to step down and walk back to his office. And as this happens, as he walks back to his office, and Wario kind of peeks his head out and points for you guys, and you guys are now going to gain an audience with the Prophet of Truth, we will end our session for the day.
Hey guys, my name is Mark and I'm the lead pastor at Lux Digital Church. I hope you're enjoying the D&D campaign, the show today. I hope you're having a great time hanging out with the entire crew. And I also wanted to tell you that over in our Discord server, we have an ongoing Dungeons & Dragons West Marches style campaign. That means you can jump in and play at any time that is convenient for you, as long as there's a game being offered with a variety of different dungeon masters and players. We have games that are posted every single month that you can join in with, starting at level 1 and going the whole way up through level 15 in D&D in the new 2024 5th edition rules. If you're interested in joining in and playing some D&D with us, all you have to do is join our Discord server at discord.gg/luxdigitalchurch, and then go ahead and grab the D&D rule, slide down inside of the channels to the Play D&D section. You can look there and find different videos on character creation, different elements of the world that we're playing in, and then you can submit your character and jump in and adventure off of the guild board soon. Once again, I hope you've been enjoying the show and the live stream, and we hope to see you over in the Lux Discord to play D&D with us very soon.